Hello everyone. In this video we will cover the all possible questions of infinite limits. For the first video we will go over the graphical side of infinite limits, and in the next couple of videos we will go over the algebraic side. Infinite limits. Whenever you see this sign, you should know that the question is from infinite limits. This sign simply means infinity. And what is infinity? Infinity is simply a connotation when we say that the value or the number has become so big and it is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we cannot write it as such. For example, 1 trillion trillion trillion. So we simply say that it has went to infinity. There are two types of infinities. Number one is when x approaches infinity. So the value of x is becoming larger and larger and larger. And we see that as x becomes larger and larger, what does the value of y reaches towards? If you see it from the graph, as the value of x is becoming larger and larger and larger and larger, we can see that the value of y is reaching 2. The second type of question will be when y approaches infinity. So for any value of x, we will see that as we approach closer and closer and closer to that value of x, y is becoming infinitely large. If you look at the graph, we see at x is equal to -4. As we approach closer and closer and closer towards 4, we can see that y is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, or simply we can say that it is reaching infinity. Now let's look at the possible type of questions you can get in each topic. The first type of question is limits at infinity. Now limits at infinity is simply when x is reaching infinity, and we will see as x reaches infinity what is the value of y reaching towards. If you look at the graph, this is a single graph for which for x less than -2 this one is defined, for x -2 to 0 this is defined, for x 0 to 4 this is defined, and for any values greater than 4 this is defined. Coming to the question, which of the following is true? Part A, limit as x approaches positive infinity is equal to 4. In simple words, it's asking us as x approaches a very large number from the positive side, so positive values of x, is the value of y reaching 4. So let's see. As the value of x is reaching a bigger and bigger and bigger number from the positive side, we can see that x is indeed reaching 4. So this is true. Part B, limit as x approaches infinity, a very large number from the positive side, is the value is equal to 0. We have already seen that it is 4. So this is not true. Part C, limit as x approaches a very large number from the negative side. So negative values of x, -100, -1000, -1 trillion, is the value of y approaching 0. So let's see. We can see that as we approach x towards negative infinity and we go towards a smaller and smaller and smaller number, we can see that the value of y is reaching -4. So this is not true. Part D, limit as x approaches a very large number from the negative side, is it equal to -4? We have just seen it from the graph that it is indeed true. Let's look at one more question. Which of the following is true? A, limit as x is approaching a very large number from the positive side, is the value reaching -4? Let's see. We can see from the graph that as x is reaching a greater and greater number from the positive side, y is approaching 4. So it is approaching +4 and not -4. So this is not true. Part B, limit as x approaches infinity from the positive side is the value of y reaching positive 4. Yes, we just saw that. Part C, limit as x approaches infinity from the negative numbers is y approaching negative 4. Let's see. We can see that as we approach x towards the negative numbers and x becomes negatively larger and larger and larger, the value of y is approaching 4, so positive 4. So hence this is not true. And part D, limit as x approaches negative infinity, is the answer reaching 4? Yes, we just saw that it is indeed reaching 4. Now let's jump towards questions where y is reaching infinity and not x. Which of the following are true? Limit as x approaches negative 4 from the positive side is the y value approaching positive infinity. Let's see. X at negative 4 from the positive side is this. As we approach it is the value of y approaching positive infinity. Yes, it is reaching positive infinity. So this is true. Question 2 or part B, limit as x approaches negative 4 from the negative side. So x approaches negative 4 from the negative side is equal to positive infinity. So as we approach negative 4 from the negative side, as we approach negative 4 from the negative side, is the value approaching positive infinity? No, it is reaching negative infinity. So this is not true. Part C, limit as x approaches negative 4 from the negative side or the left side. If you remember, left is simply negative and right is simply positive. From the negative side, y is approaching negative infinity. Yes, we just saw it over here that it is reaching negative infinity. So this is true. And part D, limit as x approaches negative 4. Now here there is no sign. So it is asking us for the overall limit reaches positive infinity. For the overall limit, if you remember, we established that left sided limit should be equal to right sided limit. So let's see. If we approach negative 4 from the positive side, we reach positive infinity. And if we reach negative 4 from the negative side, we reach negative infinity. Negative infinity and positive infinities are not the same, so the limit does not exist. We will simply say it does not exist, or in this case it's false, or simply not true. Let's look at another question. Which of the following is true? Part A, limit as x approaches 1 from the negative side is equal to positive infinity. Let's see. At 1, as x approaches 1 from the negative side, so this side, as we come from here, it is not reaching negative positive infinity, it is simply reaching 0.5. Now this was a trick question where the examiner expected you to confuse 1 with negative 1 from the negative side, but it was simply 1 from negative side, which is different. So we'll simply say it's not true. Part B, limit as x approaches negative 1 from the negative side, the answer is reaching, or y is reaching positive infinity. So at negative 1 and from the negative side, so this side, as we approach negative 1 from the negative side, it is indeed reaching positive infinity. So this is true. Part C, limit as x approaches negative 1 from the positive side, the value of y is reaching negative infinity. Let's see. At negative 1 from the positive side, this side, as we reach 1 negative 1, we are reaching positive infinity. So this is not true. And the last question, limit as x approaches negative 1. Now there's no sign on top, so it is asking us for the overall limit and not the one-sided limit. It's approaching positive infinity. So let's see. At if we try reaching from the left, we get to positive infinity. If we try reaching from the right, we reach again positive infinity. So this is indeed true that in both scenarios it is reaching positive infinity.